over a decade, one name ruled American Flat Track. Jared Mees, a force of nature. A king on two wheels.
For the 10th time in his career, Jared Mees is the Mission SuperTwins champion.
But kings don't reign forever. And in the singles class, another dynasty comes to an end.
Cody Kopp, the all-time winningest rider, AFT Singles championship.
Three-time champion Cody Kopp trades dirt for asphalt, leaving the throne vacant. Now, for the first time ever, two championships stand wide open. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will seize the moment to become the next legend of American Flat Track?
Welcome to the Royal Enfield Short Track here at Daytona for the 2025 Progressive American Flat Track Series season opener. This week, new teams will be looking to develop new bikes, new riders looking to assert themselves among previous champions and titans of the sport, and this will all go down on a brand new racing surface with a new rules package in the Premier class. For more on those storylines, let's toss it down to the voice of American Flat Track, Scotty Dubler, and the 2017 AFT Singles champion, Colby Carlisle, making his TV debut. The wait is over. The 2025 season starts right now.
Thanks, Kristen. Things are heating up in the paddock area right now. One of the rule changes in the Mission SuperTwins class is now you have to run a production-based engine only, which will open up the field for several more brands to come race in the Premier class of the Mission SuperTwins, including the Harley-Davidson right behind me. Brandon Robinson will now be on the XG750. We'll see how he can do this season.
With the whole rule package change for the sport and the Super Twins has thrown a whole new dynamic at our team, specifically. I think there's like 4 or 5 teams that, had to switch and completely revamp their programs. And regardless, I still feel like the same Brandon Robinson, same rider. So I think that'll translate over. And I have still the same crew behind me with Ben Evans as my crew chief and Cale Colquhoun on suspension and old Jerry Stinchfield as the owner. So we still have the same team dynamic, which is really good. So it's just a new platform, a new motorcycle. And I guess, as they say, it's got 2 wheels and a throttle, so it's still sort of similar.
Two-time Super Twins champion Briar Bauman back with Dave Zanotti and Michelle DeSalvo for the 2025 championship. What's new? He's going to be on the Harley-Davidson XG750, looking to get back to his winning ways this year.
I feel good. It was refreshing. I'm not sure how many people know, but I took a break from last season with Dave Zanotti and Michelle DeSalvo, and we're actually back together this year. Switching brands again, but it's weird. There's this, this quiet confidence for me being back with them and seeing how they assemble a motorcycle, and just having, they're already down here in Florida. They've been down for about a week and a half. Got to do some great testing. The mindset is to win because I have that confidence again with them. They do a really good job. So it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of changes again, but even with all of it, I told Shayna, I've been telling her for the past month or so, I feel really good just about the situation, win, lose, or indifferent, but just feel good about the people we have around us. I feel like everyone's matured quite a bit, especially myself. Just excited to get back to racing again.
Down here in the SSN Yamaha pit area, the rule change actually will affect this team the least because they were running the production-based motor in the previous years. We'll be keeping our eye on Dallas, as he'll probably be one of the favorites to win all season long. He was doing very well last year, leading the points until he injured his femur and missed 3 rounds. That being said, he still finished on the podium at every race he was in. We'll hear more from Dallas in just a little bit.
Trevor Bruner spent the 2024 season in the Mission SuperTwins class. He's transitioning to the AFT Singles class for the 25 season, back with his old team, Turner Honda. He feels like this is the least amount of pressure he's had in the pit area, but in a good way. He's ready to go after this championship this year.
I like it. I've always done really well in the singles class, and Mike needed another rider for the singles since Trent is making his voyage up to the twins class, so he needed one to fill that spot, and I hopped all over it. So yeah, it should be a good spot.
In the AFT Singles class, Chase Sadoff will be one to keep an eye on. He picked up his first career win last year, picked up 2 more after that, finished 3rd in the point standings. He is still with his crew chief, Brian Bigelow. The only change is he's on the Rick Ware Racing Honda, so watch out for the number 88. He's going to be tough to beat this season.
I'm just hoping that I, kind of change the way that I race. Not, I would say, like racecraft-wise, but more mentally. I think I'm going to be mentally stronger this year, and I just need to be able to close out these races. And I start out really good, and that's been my weakness, I think, is just closing out the race. And I've been working really hard on trying to figure that out. And so hopefully in that aspect, I'll be a new Chase.
2024 AFT Singles Championship runner-up Tom Drain had 2 key moments last year that completely upset his championship here in Daytona and in Chico. Back for 25 with Dustin Say, the same crew chief that he's had for 2 years now, and a full notebook ready to go into this 2025 championship.
Such a good year, and just had them couple bad results, which really hurt us towards the end. And we were able to come out with the most wins of the year, which I was happy to get that, but still just that little bit I wish we could have got that championship.
Those are just a few of the biggest storylines and names entering Daytona, but it's a wide open field of racing with entrants like Dalton Gauthier or Henry Wiles, the king of Peoria, and a surprise entry from the 3-time singles champion and defending AFT Singles champion, Cody Kopp. When we come back, the opening round starts.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series is being brought to you by Mission Foods. Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty. And by Yamaha Motor Corporation, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track.
Welcome back to Daytona Beach and the opening round of the Progressive American Flat Track Series. One rider looking to make a change this season for the better is veteran rider Chad Coase, who has changed his mindset and is now ready to take on the season.
A lot different this year. We've kind of went back to the drawing board, and all I can say is I want to kind of have my results speak for themselves. That's kind of my big thing this year. I can tell you everything I did this off season and all the changes we've made and everything like that, but at the end of the day, the results speak for themselves. So yeah, we made some changes, and I know in my heart of hearts they're the things that we need to do to compete at the front, and yeah, we'll see.
From a veteran rider looking for his first series championship to a young rider who's already won 3 and is now setting his sights on road racing, Cody Kopp.
Fired up for the main. I like they went out and prepped it, and just huge thanks to Bob Lamphere for letting me come out and do this, and Kenny and Arnie for giving me the clearance to do it.
He actually loves this track. I know it's a little bit rough, but he goes so good here. He's won 3 out of the last 4.
He does go really good here, and I think that comes with that stature, too, being able tall. He's loose. When I talked to him earlier, he said he was comfortable with the thing bouncing off the wall, and being second in that race, being able to watch where Dalton Gauthier was riding, now maybe he's got a better chance of making the smoother line quicker, and like he said, he struggled his first 2 laps going wide.
Let's get you caught up on the AFT Singles class. Restart in heat race number 1. Cody Kopp grabbing the whole shot once again. Santero slid up there into the 2 spot. Braden Fanders up there in 3rd. It'll be Cody Kopp stretching out the lead, taking an easy win in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2. Right off the start, Tom Drain on the 59 on the outside. Dalton Gauthier on the inside on the 79. Here comes Chase Sadoff sliding into the 3rd spot. Gauthier, it's go time. Stretching out lead. Sadoff and Drain get together on the back straightaway. Both riders continue on. Drain marches his way to the front, comes up a little bit short. Dalton Gauthier taking the win.
Came here to have fun, baby. Put those kids to work. Went to school on them, and yeah, the track's super rough, and you gotta pick your lines and be smart out there. And it's gonna be tough in the main event with how rough it is, but I love this place. I always do really good here, and I'm ready to go battle.
Now it's time for the AFT Singles First Impressions Challenge Race. 79, Gautier on the inside, grabs the hole shot. Kopp right there in second. Drain, he thinks about it around the outside for just a little bit. Now Kopp squirts up the inside, but at the finish line, by about a bike length, the 79 taking the win, and the $2,500 going to Dalton Gautier. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for your AFT Singles presented by Kicker main event. The front row is stacked. Dalton Gautier in the 79. The one is Cody Kopp, the three-time winner here at the short track. Tom Drain also picked up a victory here recently. And Santero's on that front row. Also, keep your eye on the 88 Chase Sadoff and Trevor Bruner, who is now in the singles class for the Turner Honda. He's also back there on row number 2. Here we go, AFT Singles presented by Kicker. Main event number 1 here at Daytona. It's 6 minutes plus 2 laps. Gautier, Kopp, Drain, and Santero on the front row. The RPMs come up, the clutches are in. Watching for that green light. The season, 88 has an issue, he puts his hand up. We're racing without him. The 88, he put his hand up, we keep on going. Kopp grabbed the hole shot, no, it's Gautier. Gautier now Drain up the inside for second.
Gautier's going to lead him down the back straightaway for the first time, and Tom Drain gets by Cody Kopp. We got Terrence Santero running in 4th right now, and Cody Kopp goes wide just like he said not to do, and he goes back to 4th.
Santero up there to that 3rd spot. Here comes Fanders now in 5th. A tough break for Sadoff. He's way at the back of the pack. It's go time out in front, going around the bumps in turn number 2.
Go Time's getting that lead now where he can kind of do the line that he wants to do, drifting a little bit wider here so we can cut straight across the bumps, and the bike's doing what it should do. Tom Drain, though, not too far back.
Kopp is not giving up on the high line. He's trying to go all the way around the bumps. He's trying to make his own line up there, the one rider.
I think Kopp's trying to play the long game, but I've never seen a singles rider that is able to come from the back at the end of the race like Cody Kopp.
That's right. Dalton Gautier out in front. It's Drain in second. Now Kopp is looking at the inside. Here comes Fanders looking for 4th, trying to get by the 75 of Santero. Right behind him, here comes Trevor Bruner. Blackjack on the 21, marching towards the front.
Yeah, and I like what Cody Kopp's doing here. He's checked out the high line, and now he's starting to go back to the bottom line. This race is 6 minutes, so he does not allow, and he goes by Tom Drain there.
Nice. Drain barely opened up the door, and Cody shot right through there. Kopp moves into second on the one bike.
Like I was saying, it's only 6 minutes long, and Dalton Gautier's already got a 1-second lead, so Cody Kopp has to go right now.
Let's check in with Kristen B.
Yeah, quick update on Cody Kopp. We all know he's going road racing this year. Well, he's been spending a lot of time doing yoga as a form of cross-training. He told me it's to get small and to increase his balance. I'm pretty sure that balance is helping him here tonight. He's looking like a bull rider out on that bike, having to balance on each side.
I agree, Kristen. He's kind of moving all around that motorcycle. Got to be nimble. He's actually starting to track down the 79.
We've seen this story before between Dalton Gautier and Cody Kopp coming here at Daytona Short Track. Cody Kopp is so good at figuring out the lines, and he checked out the high line, and now he's back to the bottom here.
As we go back to 3rd, Santero. Actually, that's the battle for 3rd. Santero first, 4th. Fanders in 5th. As we go a little bit further back, and here comes the 65 of Evan Renshaw on the new ride for First Impressions. Here comes 83 up the inside of Santero. This youngster's going for it.
That was an aggressive pass, but that's what he had to do to get by him. They're both running really low, and he gets completely wild coming off of turn 2 there, but Terrence Santero stays behind him, and Evan Renshaw just sitting there with Trevor Bruner behind the 3 of them.
The 83. Oh, here comes Kopp for the lead. Cody Kopp gets the drive off turn number 4. The 3-time champ gets in front of Gautier. I didn't expect that to happen this early on.
No, he had a 1-second lead, but with a track this rough, you can cut a lead down really fast, and Cody Kopp knew which line to take.
He tried that high line for about 3 laps early. We're already at the halfway point. Kopp in the lead. Gautier second.
Kopp already opening up a couple bike length lead on Gautier, so Gautier has to figure out exactly what line Kopp's running right now and try to get back by him, or at least mess with him and get by him.
It is easier to run second place if that leader doesn't get smaller and smaller by moving further away from you. So if Gautier can pace with the number 1, he might have a shot.
He's going to need to pace him, but he has to take a shot at him to upset Cody's flow, because Cody has the line that he needs, and he's pulling away. Even with a little mistake like that, he's still got the movement.
Both of them off the back straightaway wall right here at the Daytona Flat Track. Now Gautier slips really wide in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and bobbling like that in the center of the corner gave up even more bike lengths. Now Cody Kopp has a bunch of room to work with.
Kopp is way out in front. He's already the leading. He's already got the most wins in the AFT Singles class. He's trying to stretch it out longer and further.
And we got Terrence Santero back by Braden Fanders for that 4th place spot.
Yeah, Fanders is on the charge. That Hannum's Harley-Davidson logo on his chest. He's chasing the 75, Terrence Santero, Mission Foods, Roof Systems, Vincent Construction, number 75. Here comes the 83, back on the back tire of the 75. This is for 4th and 5th place.
Santero focused on his training, his physical aspects, and it's going to pay off in this race with only 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. With how rough it was, it's going to be physically demanding at this point in the race, holding on to these bikes.
Yeah, Santero slips a little bit wide. The 83 wasn't quite close enough to make it happen. A little look back. Sadov has made it all the way up to 13th from sitting at the starting line. So he's on the move. I don't think he's got time to catch the front runners, but he's trying to pick up as many people as possible.
No, there's no 2-minute rule anymore, so they had to go without him, and working his way back up to 13th, you have to get as many points as you can.
Vanders, like I said earlier, he's putting on a heck of a ride. Renshaw's closing the gap. A couple of Pennsylvania riders, the 83 and the number 65. And here comes the 21. We keep getting a little glimpse of the red and white Turner colors. 21, Blackjack coming. He's up to 7th.
Terrence Santero is giving Braden Fanders absolutely no room to go up the inside of him through these corners. Braden's going to have to do what he did earlier and get a good run and go up the inside on the entrance, because Terran is holding down the bottom so good in the middle and off.
Should he take a chance and go to the high line?
It's going to be tough. If he hasn't done it already, like we saw with Dalton Gautier, he went too high and lost all that room on Cody Kopp. So I think his best bet's just to hope he can get, if you can catch that hole good enough, you can get a good traction run to get up the inside of Terran.
Under 1 minute left. We're closing on 30 seconds plus 2 laps to go. Red flag is out. Red flag is out. There's the 88 of Sadov, and it looks like the 49, the California kid, Chad Coase. Chad's trying to limp it off. It looks like his right foot is hurting, and that to me sounds like you high side and put your right foot down. I haven't seen anything, but Chad Coase goes over to the Progressive air fence right now, and again, he gets tangled up with the 88, who is dead stop at the starting line, and you know, he was coming as hard as he could. We'll take a break and let them clean up the carnage. More from the Daytona short track when we return. All right, here we go. Restart. It is your AFT Singles presented by Kicker. Restart of the main event. They've cleaned up the carnage. Kopp, Gautier, drains 1, 2, and 3. Light turns green. Kopp grabs another hole shot, taking in that first corner.
Cody Kopp the same way he's going. Dalton Gautier in second. Tom Drain. And Fanders moves up into 4th place there. He's able to move Trevor Bruner all the way up to 5th now.
And that opened up the door for Renshaw. Renshaw slides in that 4th spot. It's Kopp, Gautier, Drain. Here comes Bruner.
That 4th place battle is that red flag completely set the tone.
And it might have bring another red flag along too, because there's a lot going on. Here comes Drain. Gautier slips wide. Drain goes to 2nd.
Tom Drain using this red flag for the benefit of him to work his way back up to 2nd. But this is going to open the door for Trevor Bruner.
And Gautier gets back by Drain. Fanders is up there. He's trying to come with Bruner up to the front. So Gautier goes back into 2nd. Drain is in 3rd. And here comes Blackjack, 21 of Bruner. Fanders behind him and Santero.
Bruner was able to talk to his crew and find out exactly where he needed to go faster, but Fanders is still battling for that 5th place spot.
He's having an excellent ride. 2 laps to go. The clock has expired. It's Kopp, Gautier, the 59 of Drain, your top 3. Gautier hits another bobble. Here comes the 59 up the inside.
Drain squared Gautier up when he made that little bobble there, and he's holding on 2nd. Gautier's looking for a spot, but no, there's no room there going into 3.
Bouncing around a little bit, the 59, a little bitty guy. He goes wide. Here comes Gautier. White flag is out for Cody Kopp, the 3-time champ. It's Drain in 2nd, Gautier 3rd. There is your leader down the back straightaway for the final time.
Cody Kopp with a big room into 3 and 4 here, and Tom Drain holds down 2nd place. Gautier in 3rd. There's a little bit of space.
Cody Kopp will win night number 1 at Daytona and take another victory. Drain is 2nd, Gautier 3rd, Bruner's 4th, and Fanders rounding out your top 5.
What a race. Cody able to hold his composure throughout that red flag. Trevor Bruner, the big benefactor there, able to work his way up to 4th.
He's not happy with that, because he should have been starting sooner, you know, up there closer to the front. He could have ran with him. I think that's what he's feeling. He looks a little disappointed, but still a 4th place finish is not bad. All right, let's take a look at the results from the AFT Singles presented by Kicker Class main event number 1 out here at Daytona. Cody Kopp taking the win by 1.9 seconds over Tom Drain. Dalton Gautier is 3rd. How about Trevor Bruner all the way up to 4th? Braden Fanders had an excellent run for 5th. And Chase Sadov from the back of the pack all the way up to 8th position. Let's go to the victory podium. Here is Kristen with your winner.
Also, your defending champion, Cody Kopp. picking things up where he left off, how good does it feel to get out here, not only win the season opener, but return to flat track in a season where you'll also be road racing?
Yeah, no, it feels awesome. Like, I went to the winter throwdown earlier this winter and had some fun with the boys, ended up winning that thing, and I just can't stay away from it. I'm transitioning to road racing right now. It's a big step. It's challenging, and I'm really excited for the challenge. And but I couldn't stay away. I live 15 minutes from here now, and Bob Lamphere wanted to put this thing together, and we got her done. So yeah, huge thanks to Bob Lamphere, Kenny and Arnie for giving me the go-ahead to do this at my road race program. And then Mission Foods, Parts Unlimited, Arai, Oakley, Alpine Star, everybody, KTM USA. It's a cool one. That FMF downpipe, we finally got to bring it out and brought it to the top of the box.
Last year at Daytona, you could say that this race cost you a potential championship. You can't win the race in the first round, but you can certainly lose it. And to now be on the podium, Tom, in a position where you will leave the Daytona Short Track Round 1 as the points leader, essentially, as you race for a championship with Cody Kopp not racing the entire season. Did you expect to be this dominant at a track that was difficult for you, to say the least, last season?
I knew we'd be at least decent here. We won last year on night 2. We didn't have the best night 1, but I feel night 2 was really good for us last year. We put in a good day. Today was sort of that way too. We struggled a little at the start, but we've really chipped away at that essence and raising Monster Energy, Yamaha. We've put in a lot of work all day, and to be here, P2 is really good.
Dalton, just a few mistakes out there, but were you having fun? And take me through what that race was like.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there at the end. I felt like I had a flat tire or something, but maybe my fitness isn't the greatest either. But yeah, I just been riding moto on the weekends and working our butts off doing our eBay store. Parts Bros, go follow them. We've been doing that like 7 days a week, other than riding motocross on the weekends. But yeah, not too bad for an old timer, I guess. That's my 8th podium here. The Moon Dirt and me work well together, so it's fun to go race against these guys, these big teams, and show them what we got with our little shoestring budget. But yeah, that was a stressful one. I might need a cigarette after that one.
Stay tuned. We'll be back to the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona.
Welcome back to the Royal Enfield Short Track at Daytona. We're including the beach. This is the 5th Daytona location that the series has raced. Other stops have included Memorial Stadium, Municipal Stadium, and the infield of the Speedway. But tonight, the riders are on a different track once again. With the help of some friends at Caterpillar, the track surface received a little facelift.
You know, prepping the track for American Flat Track Race, there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes that nobody sees. You know, we sometimes only have to start days before, but with the track here in Daytona and the white challenging dirt, the lime rock, you know, we start a week out. There's a resurfacing plan where they brought new material in. And first off, you got to shoot all the grades, level it, get it to where there's runoff. A little bit of banking, there's not much here, but you got to do all that base work first and then start bringing in the new material. So getting the grade right and setting that before the new material showed up was a long process.
We want it to be the best surface that we have. So just, you know, days ago, we had dump trucks dropping off new lime rock because we want to show up for everyone involved and provide the best possible product that we can.
What it takes to get to that final product, to create all of the smiles, is the blood, sweat, and the tears that go into it. So it's all the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens to get to this event makes it all worth it.
Racing motorcycles on an oval have been the foundation of the World Center of Racing just as much as stock car, all the way back to racing motorcycles on the beaches in the 30s and the 40s. So to us to have, you know, a real gritty dirt track here for AFT to start on is just as much part of our story as the 67th running of the Daytona 500, which we just had.
A 3-time winner at the Daytona Short Track, someone very familiar with the racing here, Dallas Daniels, sustained an injury in 2024, which removed him from what could have been a championship earning season effort, and he is today's focus in our Dunlop Rider Profile.
Being on the sidelines was a change in pace, obviously, but more so it was, you know, at the time it was obviously negative in every way possible. But now, really good learning experience. You know, sitting at home, like the next weekend, I got hurt myself. The next weekend, I got to watch Peoria, and I'm just watching my points just whistle away. Like, I actually left Peoria still with the points lead, crazy enough, but just a feeling of like hopeless. Like there's nothing I can do. Like I've just, you know, here I've put myself in this situation, I've got to deal with it. And it was really tough. And then it was even more tough because you're watching somebody out there on your motorcycle, even though it's JD, and I love JD, and I love seeing him succeed, even when we were racing against each other, but that's hard. Watching him like podium those races and win those races and seeing the team happy, I was so pumped for them and happy for them, but at the same time, God, it sucked. It was terrible. Like I remember watching him win that race and I was happy for him and everything, and I just cried, you know, like, man, that should be me, like this should be me, like out there doing it. And it's even harder because like I did it to myself. Sometimes when things happen out of your control, a bike breaks or something happens, you get taken out, whatever, like you can live with it. You're like, I did everything I could up until this point and then this happened, but that was on me. And I just wanted to be back so bad. And when I did come back, it was like everything was great. And then when the year was over and we went to the banquet and Jared was getting that #1 plate, that was tough. It's really tough. And for the next several weeks, I was major like loser to be around. It was hard for me to cope with. I kept myself up at night, and it was just, if he didn't retire, probably would have been a little easier, but knowing I'm never gonna have that shot again, oh man, it bothered me. You know, when you're a kid and you dream of something your whole life, and it's there, and you grasp, and it slips out of your fingers because of something you did, it's tough. It's the toughest thing I probably ever went through, really. I mean, I'm young, so I'm gonna go through a lot tougher things, obviously, but at this moment, it's really hard, really hard.
Well, Kobe, Harley-Davidson has a chance to win the Premier class, and a XG has never won in the Premier class.
No, and we've got two chances here with two top riders, both Brandon Robinson and Briar Bauman, making the switch to the Harley-Davidson XG 750 this year.
Let's get a pre-race report from Kristen B.
At every round, we talk about the importance of a start, but it is absolutely critical here at the short track. As we know, they resurfaced this track, and the top is loamier than it has been in seasons past. There's holes and ruts developing that riders haven't had to always deal with here at the short track, but something that will certainly put an emphasis on the start here. You do not want to be far back in the pack, because this is the roost we're going to be seeing.
Let's take a look at how we got here in the Mission SuperTwins heat race #1. Fisher came off the line in second. Dallas Daniels had the whole shot. Henry Wiles slips wide. Fisher was the man on the move, though he's been fast all day. He gets by Dallas Daniels right here on the 32.
And Davis Fisher is able to capitalize early on to find the smooth line and able to pull away a little bit. Henry Wiles and Dallas Daniels go back and forth.
Fisher will sneak away in the front, and the 911 of Henry Wiles moves into second. He wants to go straight to the challenge race. Fisher takes the win on the 67. Wiles is second on the 911. Dallas Daniels finishes third. Heat race #2. Off the line, it's the 3 of Briar Bauman, the 44 of Brandon Robinson. The pair of Harley-Davidsons lead the charge into the first corner. It's Briar out in front. Here comes Robinson in second, but it's going to be the big #3, Briar Bauman, taking the win.
We felt really good today. That track is so different. I'm a little out of breath. It's been a long winter. I ate a lot of cupcakes, so.
Mission Challenge, too fast, too tasty. It's the 3 grabbing the whole shot on the inside. Fisher slides into second. Robinson goes up and tries the high line, but it's going to be Briar Bauman leading him off of turn #2 down the back straightaway. That would be all she wrote for the 3. Briar Bauman taking the big win and $5,000 for the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge. And taking a look at the Mission starting lineup, it's Briar Bauman on the front row with Davis Fisher, Brandon Robinson, the second, Harley on the front row, and Henry Wiles up there on row #1. Sammy Halbert's back there on row #2, the 69. Dallas Daniels also back to the 32. Van de Kooi, Trent Lowe on that Honda, rounding out that second row. Here we we go. Mission AFT Super Twins main event number 1 at Daytona. Watching for the green light. Royal Enfield short track at Daytona. 8 minutes plus 2 laps. Briar Bauman on the pole. Henry Wiles on the outside. Light turns green. It's Bauman on the inside. Here comes Wiles from the outside, just like we called it. It's the 3 of Bauman. He slips wide. Here comes Fisher. Fisher hits a bump.
And Brandon Robinson capitalizes on the other 2 riders making a mistake, but Briar Bauman will lead him into turn 3. Davis Fisher trying to sneak back up the inside of Brandon Robinson.
Harley-Davidson's 1 and 2 with Fisher on the KTM in third. Here comes Dallas Daniels, the first look at the 32 bike.
You can tell it's a little wet slick right now. These guys are sliding around a little bit extra. It's going to take a few laps to work the track in.
Fisher trying to come back on the inside of the 32. That is for third. They're chasing the 3 of Briar Bauman, the 44 Brandon Robinson. Here comes Fisher, and Dallas Daniels got the bottom working on that 32 bike. He's looking for second.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen Dallas Daniels really today making a prominent run towards the front. Briar Bauman's liking these guys messing around behind him, but Dallas Daniels on a completely different line than Briar right now.
Briar's holding the line perfectly. Dallas Daniels, nothing to lose. He's going for it. He's looking up the inside. He's getting a little bit sideways. Robinson, the front wheel comes up. Here comes Wiles. Now he gets in the thick of things up to 5th. Fisher goes by Robinson for 3rd, but he slips wide. He hits a bump. Now Robinson goes back by. Wiles is going to come by Fisher as well, it looks like.
Fisher is running hard. He made that bobble into turn 1 there when he hit the bump, and he goes right back by B-Rob now. They are swiping spots back here for 3rd.
Yeah, they're going back and forth, and Briar's loving that. Dallas not able to close the gap just yet, but 3rd, 4th, and 5th keep switching places, which is not slowing them down that much, honestly, Colby.
No, and I thought Dallas was going to close up on Briar more there with his lower line, but Briar's still maintaining that gap now. Maybe he's getting the feel, the higher lines coming in, but Dallas Daniels is moving up too.
Fisher goes really wide down there in turn number 3 and 4, still hangs on to 3rd. There's Wiles on the 911 Kawasaki. He's in 4th. Robinson has slipped back to 5th. He'll have to put a little bit of a charge on. And Briar just doing everything he can to stop hitting the bumps, staying smooth, going wider than the bumps right now.
Yeah, the battle for 3rd place has settled down a little bit, but Wiles coming in lower off of turn 4 there. All of these guys are riding a little lower off of 4 there for the battle for 3rd, and Dallas and Briar are both coming out higher.
It seems like Briar is running higher, kind of coming off lower sometimes. Here's the pass for 3rd. Wiles, the aggressor right now, looking up the inside of Fisher for the 3rd spot.
Wiles has nothing to lose. I talked to the team earlier. He's only planning on doing a handful of races this year.
The 911 on the number plate, lost his national number by not making any main events last year. Kawasaki's back in the thick of things since we're a production-based motorcycle now.
And now they're starting to make a gap on Brandon Robinson running in 5th place. So right now it's a 2-rider battle for 3rd between Henry Wiles and Davis Fisher.
The back end really sideways on the 911. That means he's got a lot of wheel spin, grabbing a lot of throttle. Gave Fisher a little bit of breathing room between the 67 and the 911 last time by.
Davis Fisher, both him and Henry's bikes look about the same right now. They're both fighting it in the same exact spots, but he's opening up a little bit of a gap there. They're running similar lines. Henry's coming off a little bit lower.
There's Fisher right there, still in the 3rd spot. Wiles right there. Remember, an XG Harley-Davidson has never won a main event. They're running right now 1st and 5th.
Right now, Briar Bauman and Dallas Daniels both running about the same lap time. Dallas is not able to march his way up quite yet to Briar. Briar on the Rick Ware Racing Harley-Davidson is just staying in perfect lead out front.
Holding a perfect line. Daniels got the 2nd in a hurry. I thought he'd have something for the 3 bike. Now he's just kind of maintaining right there just a little bit in 2nd. This might be a good battle here in a second. It looks like Wiles is slowly closing on the 67.
Yeah, and I think Davis Fisher's calmed down a little bit now, and now he might have the chance to start to march up to Dallas. He looks like he's riding a bit smoother now. He's not quite bobbing all over the track like he was on the early laps, and he doesn't have Henry sticking his nose in.
Kristen, what do you know about Dallas Daniels?
I was able to talk to him throughout practice and also qualifying today, and Dallas told me to ride well on this track, you have to ride smart. He said you have to take every lap as it comes, and you just really have to be patient on the bike. He said he's looking big picture. This is a long season, so he may not be riding to full potential or to full speed, but he's thinking big picture here in
And as we cross that halfway point, Dallas is completely correct. You cannot win the championship here tonight, but you can lose it. And with a track this rough, it is smart to make your way through it.
And that's what Kristen was talking about earlier with Tom Drain, who crashed in the first night last year and possibly lost his chances to win. That's what Christian was talking about on the podium for the singles. Dallas doesn't want to do that. He wants to gain as many points as possible, but you want to finish on two wheels, not the back of the pack.
Especially when you're behind Briar Bauman, who's going to be a big championship contender this year. And those guys are running the exact same lap times right now. Dallas is not able to do anything with Briar. Briar out front is so impressive. And Henry Wiles going for the pass up into turn 1 for third.
That's the Kawasaki making it happen. Now Fisher's going to square out the corner on the KTM, come right back through. They're serving sliders out here tonight.
This is a great race, and it's been so clean so far. The difference is Davis is running a higher line through here, and Henry's going slower. It's not as fast, but he's able to cut across the front of him.
Fisher's not able to retaliate this time by. Again, that's the chance you take of going wide. You open up the inside. Now Fisher trying to come back through on the inside.
Yeah, Davis has got to be careful there not to get into the back end of Henry.
This is the battle for third. The 911 Henry Wiles, the king of Peoria, showing he's still got something at 40 years of age out there in that third spot. Fisher in fourth. Robinson is steady in the 5th position.
This is a critical juncture for Davis right now. He has to decide if he's going to move down to Henry's line, which is optimal right now through 3 and 4. Henry passed him there, and he's making room there.
Talking to some of the guys in the pit area that are riding the KTMs, they said when it dries and gets slippery, the KTM is probably not the bike to have, so maybe the Kawasaki, maybe a little less wheel spin is the advantage for 911.
Yeah, Henry, I just think that line coming off of 3 and 4 there, he's smooth going through 4 where the bumps are, and he's using those bumps for traction as Briar Bauman starts to come up on lap traffic with Dallas Daniels only 1 second behind.
Welcome back to the short track action here at Daytona.
Briar Bauman starts to come up on lap traffic with Dallas Daniels only 1 second behind.
So Corey Texter just pulls out of the way. I think he's going to take it back to the pit area. McGrain is showing 8 laps down. He's off the racetrack. Briar in some traffic. These guys are rattling for positions, and it's Ott's first time in a Super Twins main event. He gets out of the way. Now Briar's trying to go by both of them. There's the blue flag. That means hold your line. That means the leader's coming.
Yeah, Briar, he didn't get to go through the line that he wanted there, 3 and 4, but they did both move out of his way, and Dallas is able to sneak up a little bit closer.
1.047 seconds between Briar and Dallas Daniels. A little bit left and a little bit of a gap back to the next lap rider. Is going to be the 34, Cam Smith. He gets the blue flag. Here comes the 32, 0.4 seconds. It went from 1 second to 0.4 seconds. The 32 is coming.
Yeah, the lap riders really got Briar out of the flow there for a second. He had to go low, and now Dallas is right on his tail, getting the extra motivation now that he's so close. Lines are different. Dallas is coming off low like Henry Wiles.
He's caught the leader. Can Dallas Daniels get the win? He's won 3 of the last 4 races here. Briar slips wide. Here's the 32.
Dallas runs it up, moves Briar out of the way a little bit. Briar's going to have the run here into 3.
He's up the inside, runs Dallas a little bit wide. I didn't expect anything less.
No, he blocks him good there, but now Dallas is coming off exactly where he wants. Briar's going to have to figure this out right now to go low.
About 20 seconds and 2 laps remaining. Dallas Daniels leads that lap. Briar is right there.
Yeah, Briar Bauman led almost all of this race, and Dallas Daniels snuck up there going by the lap riders. Briar's moving down to Dallas's line here. Briar, see, that's the problem with moving lines. You just don't know exactly how it's going to be, and his front end started to wash a little bit.
He hasn't had to run that line before until he got past. Clock has expired. 2 laps to go. It's Dallas Daniels out in front. Briar back to second.
Dallas Daniels just crept up and found the line that was working, and Briar Bauman unfortunately was not able to latch onto the back of him.
There it is, 2 laps to go. The furled white, the furled green. 2 more times around the Daytona flat track for Dallas Daniels, the Estenson Racing Monster Energy Yamaha.
Dallas Daniels quiet all day, not starting on the front row, didn't make the Mission Challenge, and here he is now with 1 lap to go to win the Daytona short track here on the Estenson Racing Yamaha.
He changed the line down there in 3 and 4. He goes up to the high line where Briar was running. There's the white flag. Final lap. Round number 1 of Progressive American Flat Track. Dallas Daniels takes a look over his shoulder. He knows he's got plenty of daylight back to the 3. Last lap, last corner. Here comes Dallas Daniels. We might start calling him Mr. Daytona. Dallas Daniels wins night number 1 at Daytona in 2025 on the Monster Estenson Racing Yamaha, the 32-year winner.
That's 4 wins for Dallas Daniels here, now tying Brandon Robinson and Sammy Helbert. What an impressive ride for him to be able to claw his way back up to Briar. And how about 911 of Henry Wiles getting 3rd place and getting on the podium?
That's incredible. I mean, 40 years of age, still out here with these guys at the top level. 32, Dallas Daniels, just like Cody Kopp for the last 5. Those two have won out here. So again, we say Daytona is a crapshoot, but those two riders have it figured out. The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by the Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track.
Dallas Daniels, you are now a 4-time winner at the Daytona Short Track. This is your first win since Lima in 2024 last season before you sustained a heartbreaking practice injury. You just told me, I don't know how I did it.
No, I don't. You know, man, like, I hate, like, everybody has to hear my sob story. Oh, I broke my leg leading the championship, but man, it sucked. It sucked so bad. It sucked so bad for me. It sucked so bad for the team, even more than me. And it was just, you know, it's one of those things that you're laying at home and you're wondering, man, will I ever be able to do it again? Even though I came back to Springfield, I was on the podium those last 3 races. You just wonder, and then you show up here to Daytona, a place that I love and I do well at usually, and I'm just on the struggle bus all day long. Just no matter what changes we were making, it didn't matter what we did. I just could not get comfortable. And oh my God, dude, the Essence and Racing Monster Energy Yamaha team, my crew chief James Hart, my mechanic Danny, our engineer Caleb, Paulie back there clicking on the suspension. He's new from Australia, but we're not as pumped about him as we are his wife Sue. She's Team Doc, making sure we're all ready. But no, all jokes aside, it's this win is because of the team. You know, that they really just kept working and kept working, kept working. And when I went out there for that warm-up lap, I'm like, man, I got something for him. I got to get off this line. And I just kept clicking away my laps. I had a good line down here in 3 and 4. And Breyer, he was so smooth all day. And man, not to, you know, it's easy to say when you won, but how impressive is that? A dude gets on a different bike this year, an XG that's never won, and he's like the toughest competition. That's gnarly. He's going to be tough the rest of the year. And that's why I hated people saying, oh man, you're going to walk the dog on these guys. What are these guys not good? You know, these guys never won races, championships. Doesn't matter what bike they're on. Their crew's good. They're good. I'm going to have to fight as hard as I ever had, just like tonight. And thank God I got a good crew behind me because I needed them tonight. Without them, I couldn't have done it. And just, man, thanks to them. This one's for them.
Breyer, you proved that this bike is going to be competitive this year, which is a huge statement. And as we all know, Daytona sets the tone.
It's always frustrating when you lead for a long time and then you kind of take a peek back and there's a guy back there and then they get closer and then you start to hear them and you're like, shoot. Yeah, just trying to catch up a little bit. What can I do better? What can I, where can I go faster? It's a new motorcycle. It's 3rd time on it. We're just trying to figure it out. So without the whole team, Rickware Racing, Parts Plus, latest motors, everyone behind us. Man, I have so many great people in my corner, and I'm so proud to do this for them. I was fighting, man. I probably got a little bit. I didn't know what I was going to do because Dallas came from so far back, and he was riding really good. He had great lines and was going faster clearly. I was like, man, I want this so bad. Do I like park us both in the fence to like just stop it, stop the drive from happening? Because he's coming. I can't stop that. So, yeah, just thank you everyone for being behind me. This is a new challenge, and I'm extremely excited.
If this is any perspective on what we might be seeing from Breyer Bauman this season, expect big things from him in this XG team with Rickware Racing. All right, Henry Wiles. Welcome back to the podium, Henry. And I can say that from the broadcast side, we certainly missed you. I don't know if your competitors missed you. An aggressive race, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, it was a fun race. Glad I could be here. Thanks to J&M Logging, Matt and Rhonda for giving me the opportunity to ride their bike and, you know, trust me that I had an idea on what to do on some things. So, you know, I'm really just here riding as hard as I can. I missed wrestling practice and gymnastics practice today. My almost 5-year-old daughter told me about it, so I had to make it count. So we got some good news to report, got on the podium, and it feels good to repay a little bit of that with riding hard and a good result.
Henry, congratulations. You returned to the podium here in Daytona.
Let's take a look at the results for your Mission AFT Super Twins. Dallas Daniels by 1.9 seconds taking the win over Breyer Bauman. Henry Wiles gets 3rd, the 40-year-old. What a ride for Henry. Davis Fisher slides back to 4th. Brandon Robinson, the other Harley-Davidson, is 5th. Price, Van de Kooi, Trent Lowe on the Honda, Maxwell on the Royal Enfield, James Ott on the Yamaha, rounding out your field. That was your Mission Super Twins main event. Royal Enfield short track at Daytona. What a night it was. Some great racing in both classes. Cody Kopp shows up again unexpectedly. He'll go on to win the 4th out of 5 of the last races here at Daytona in the singles class, and he was excited. It was good to see him in the Super Twins class. Again, a great battle. We almost saw Harley-Davidson win. Ended up being Brian Bauman. On behalf of Kristen Beat, Colby Carlisle, I'm Scotty Dibler. We'll see you next time.